I'm going to just start. I don't even know if it's going because normally I see a little button that says we're on, but I'm coming at you live from my mobile phone. Oh, the little live thing just went on. So I've been
You got a
talking.
little delay.
Nobody heard it. That's even better. That's the best part of this show. It doesn't even matter if you're paying attention. I'll keep talking. Hey, this is Terry Bain with Business Growth Time. We're excited. This is episode number 54. We've got a great guest on for you, and I'm going to turn it over to my partner, Janet E. Johnson. Today, the E stands for eucalyptus, which doesn't even sound like it starts with an E. Janet?
Hello there. Hello. Yes, we do. And eucalyptus. Well, this is going to be interesting. Terry wanted to add in every show. He's going to come up with something new for my Janet E, the E in Janet E. Johnson. So it could get interesting. We'll see how that goes.
What about excellent? Was that already used?
No, that one, no, that hasn't been used. Thank you. I like that one.
And your husband wouldn't let me use easy as an E word because, I have to stay away from that.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, so today we're going to introduce you to Keri. Keri, can you pronounce your last name again for me? Because I don't want to ruin it and I never get it right.
Jaehnig, like there's a Y on the front.
Yes, that's it. See, I want to put the J on there so badly. Okay, Jaehnig. I got to remember that because I remember asking you that last time you were on a show. And if you had watched our previous, we used to be Social Media Hangout Time, and she was a guest on that show too and provided a lot of great value. And so I really wanted to have Keri back on. We had a lot of fun with that show, and I wanted to have her meet Terry Bean also. And these two met actually through a post that I had posted, and these two just had quite a conversation on Facebook. So it feels like you two know each other already, doesn't it?
It does.
Well, I'm from Michigan, so of course, E for exciting, or I don't know, we're pure Michigan. I'm just calling me home lately. I'm here in Ohio.
Are you still here in Michigan, or did you relocate?
I'm currently living in Ohio. Shh, don't tell.
Oh, yeah, no. We'll let you back in when you're ready.
That's good. That's good. Well, that's awesome. Well, let's give a proper introduction to Keri because she has a, I guess here's what I look at Keri. I know Keri through way back in a Mari Smith group. And by the way, she's coming to Minneapolis through Facebook. I'm excited about that. I will be attending. And so if anybody's in Minneapolis, it's quite an event Facebook's putting on by Mari Smith. And so Keri and I met in that specific group where that was, man, a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
Years ago.
Yeah.
We did the Facebook masterclass, and then there's also the Inner Circle that I think you were a part of. And
Inner Circle, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So, and in that time, then we got to know each other, and I have been engaged on her posts. So I have to say, I would, I'm in social media, she's in social media, but I'm going to put her, I would say I'm a princess in social media, and she's the queen, okay? Because you just, the social media, the posts you put out there, and the creativity, it's just awesome, and you have such a following. And so I love it. So she is the founder of Idea Girl Media. That would be your main website. I think it's on your bottom third. So, and you're known as the Idea Girl. So that's, and it does ring a tone. I mean, every time I think of you, I think of Idea Girl Media. So that's great. And then you also have the Likeable League Inner Circle. So that's something we will discuss and talk about and promote for you too. So that's kind of a little bit about her background. She's won a lot of awards. The 2013 Small Business Influencer Award, I remember you winning that too. And then also you write for a lot of blogs such as Steam Feed, Search Engine People, Social Media Today, and your own, of course. And you just spoke at one of the big events. What event was that for
Blogger 2015. That was held by, it was actually sponsored by Women in Business, or Women in Biz, which is Bonnie Frank's group and organization. So yeah. And I think Bonnie's also in Likeable League as well.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Fun. Well, cool. Well, now to start out, Terry and I have come up with something where you are the new guinea pig on. Okay.
Okay, awesome.
I got to get it set up. Okay, so we came up
Actually,
with
while you set it up, Janet,
Yep.
you were both talking at the same time. Keri, can you name the conference again so everybody can hear it clearly?
Oh, sure, Lady Blogger 2015.
Thank you.
That was in St. Louis, Missouri, just April 11th, so just a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Did you happen to meet a dynamite lady by the name of Dixie down there?
Dixie Gillespie, yeah, we did meet each other. We were both at opposite ends of the rooms and so forth because everyone was so busy. But yeah, she's a great lady. Had a good time meeting her.
She is. When I think of St. Louis, she's one of the first people I think of. Very,
Yeah.
very cool. And you have to call her Dynamite Lady, right? Because how would you call her anything but?
Yep, her nickname is Dynamite, Dynamite Dixie or Dixie Dynamite, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dixie Dynamite. I have to make a note to call her and get her on the show at some point, Janet. We'll extend the reach and reach out.
Exactly.
Yeah. So can I just... Oh, I'm sorry, Terry, you kind of faded out there, and I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just want to thank you both for having me on the show today.
Oh, sure.
Give up the time and
Yeah, definitely. We're looking forward to it. Well, okay, here's the test. Terry, do you want to kind of set this up?
Yeah, because music's such an important part of our lives, and what I think will be a recurring theme that we'll mention every time. Janet and I actually graduated from high school together, so we're a class of '89, whoop, whoop, and 80s music is such a dynamite part of our life for everybody. Like everybody loves '80s music. I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to keep saying it until it becomes. We've decided to have songs from movies as part of our little show here. So,
Okay.
in the episode, we're going to play a song that was featured in a movie, maybe a TV show, but definitely a movie. And we want you to either name the song, the artist, or, extra points, the movie it was in.
Okay. And try my best. All right.
All right, and if you get all three, well, you score. I don't know. All right. So, all right, we're going to go ahead. See if this works.
I love that Janet has to handle all the technical aspects of the show.
I know. And it's not going low.
Angry words to say, come alive. Get into a car and drive to the other side.
This is actually in a TV show. One of the final episodes.
All right, there we go. There, you know the song kind of, but
I'll be like singing along. Do I know what TV show it was on? Oh
it's
heaven!
actually a movie, wasn't it, Terry?
Nope. It was you grabbed a different song than we talked about, which is actually pretty.
Oh,
better.
okay.
Okay.
Even better song. So we'll save it for next time.
Okay.
Okay. I really don't know where it was. I could sing it, but I don't know.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't have known either. I'm with you. So you're not the only one. So, all right. So Terry has to tell us now.
So do we want to tell you now, or do we want to leave people in suspense? Because there are viewers that are thinking really hard. I'm just kidding. All right. So that was Joe Jackson. Stepping Out was the name of the song. And who remembers the TV show Who's the Boss?
Oh,
Was it really?
Yes.
You're kidding.
And I barely watch the show, but Tony and the mom person, they were dancing. He was in a tuxedo, and there was a really cool closing scene of those two waltzing to that song. And I don't remember if it was a dream or if it was like a real thing, but that song showed up in Who's the Boss?
Okay.
Neat. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that show. I watched. Admit it.
We'll have to tag Alyssa and tell her she got a thumbs up in this video. She'll be very excited about that.
Yeah. There you go.
She's really approachable on Twitter. I mean, and some celebrities are, and she's actually fairly responsive, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that is.
Everything what a celebrity should be on social media, I think. She's like the example.
Yeah, great point. I totally agree. All right, so that was fun. Thank you for playing. We'll pick a much more difficult song, and instead of giving it away, we'll just stump everybody from here on out. I like the way that started.
Okay.
That's great. That's great. Well, good. Well, let's get into the. Let's
Oh, I
see.
thought I had 2 more songs to do. No?
What did you say?
Did you tell me I have 3? I have to name 3?
Oh, no, you only had one, but if you got the actual artist, you had 3 things to get. So you got 0 out of 3.
All right, got it. Okay.
So good. Well, thanks. Yeah, it was a new thing for us, so we're testing it out. So
Yeah, good.
good. All right. Well, let's get going here. So you spoke at this event, and I had seen the slideshare go across through social media. You had shared it, and I went through the whole presentation. I was like, oh my gosh, I learned things. I'm like, oh, this is cool. So I wanted to make sure that this was what we talked about and shared. And this is about when you do a blog, how should you put this out on your social platforms, correct?
Yeah, really how, what was it, the secret formula for promoting your blog content on social media was the name of the whole entire presentation. And people came to my session to learn how to, as a general rule, promote their blog using social media, not just the first day, but into the future is the angle I took. And it was, I think people they tend to go, oh yeah, I'm just going to post my stuff and then we're done. But really, you kind of have to date your content. You have to keep courting it and introducing people to it, and give it a few different subtitles or phrases, or and you have to recycle your content again and repurpose, but also continue to share it. Is really kind of the bottom line of what I talked about. And then I gave a few tips on how to do it.
So let's talk about the one that comes to my mind is Twitter. Let's go through kind of the different platforms and what your suggestions are, because I think with Twitter, it's so fast. You've got to post multiple times on Twitter. So what's your suggestion there?
Twitter, I think it's the most conducive social platform for promoting anything, because it's just so quick and fast, and it's just a variety, and there's so many different ways to use Twitter. So I just think it's like the golden nugget farm, So really, that as soon as you publish a blog post, the first thing you should do is hit post, syndicate, whatever, on all of your social platforms. That's possible. I mean, I don't know that you can really go and post that you posted a blog post on YouTube, but you could get that on Pinterest and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and others out there, LinkedIn, right away. You want to get that right away so that it gets the lift, it gets the immediate buzz, and you can get your immediate attention. And then, of course, that first day, you need to be posting to Twitter and maybe possibly other networks, depending on your following, 3 to 4 times. But especially Twitter, 3 to 4 times. The key is not naming it the same thing, but giving it some different names, using your subtitles or some key quotes within the article, but getting it out there, giving people a different, fresh view, and be thinking of what is your audience doing at that time. So if it's dinner time and that's when your audience is really on, you want to give it something with a food connotation, or something to whet their appetite, because that'll grab their interest. If it's the morning, you want to talk about, hey, get your blood pumping with blah blah blah, whatever. Do you want to think what their psychology is at that time of day and how you post it? But you want to make sure you're using short links, either Hootsuite or Bitly or whatever that link shortener is. Using some hashtags in there in your tweets, just because that helps you gain followers, gain attention when people click that link to see what's going on in that conversation. So that would be like the first and foremost. If you do nothing else, do that.
How often would you say Facebook? That's kind of one of the. It's not the same as Twitter,
No.
So it's completely different.
So let's say you post you publish a blog at 5 a.m. A lot of people do. And, not a lot of people are awake at 5 a.m., so you might want to say, okay, hey, I'm going to post it to maybe this group I own at 5 a.m. because people will maybe see it then. But maybe on my page, I'm going to post it in the afternoon because people will pay attention to it then. So Facebook, you have to think about timing, but you also need to think about, okay, if I've posted that blog post today, I'm kind of done on my page or my profile till then for that day. And then, I'll maybe bring it back a month later and post it a different way with a different photo, perhaps, and different tagline or different hashtags even. But then I'll also continue to cycle it as long as it's relevant. every so often bring it back.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
About making it relevant to the time of day and really tying that in, Hey, this will energize you throughout your day if you read this right now. If it's in the morning, whet your appetite for dinner. That's really cool. Hey, this won't put you to sleep, but it'll help you get ready for tomorrow if it's nighttime. There's some really cool thoughts there. And are you sharing those as, I don't want to call them necessarily status updates, but you know how you have the opportunity to introduce your post? Is that where you're putting it? I see so many people just share the post and don't even describe what it is or why anyone should care. That just seems like a bad practice to me.
Well, I tend to add my own comment. If you're hitting that click to share on Twitter, and the automatic box pops up, I always add my own little phrasing before it, or sometimes after, depending on what it is, but usually before it. But also Facebook, too. You have the control as to what you put on your profile or your page or your platform, update, your status update. You have control over what goes up there. And, of course, you want to add your thoughts because people are going to want to interact with you and what you're about. So, of course, you add that because that'll just engage them more.
That's a great point. Great point. Good.
And, go ahead, Jerry.
I was going to say, how about Instagram? As we
I
were.
was just going to ask the same thing. That's funny.
Jaehnig wants to know about Instagram. What do you think?
Well, there's really no little icon to share to Instagram, is there?
No.
Mm-mm.
But you can be clever, and what I've often done is taken a photo of the actual blog post and then put that up onto SlideShare, onto Instagram with some words, and hey, I've posted this link here, or go to the home page of my blog and you'll find it. Or sometimes I'll say I've posted it to Facebook and I'll actually give the link to my Facebook page, but really, sometimes I've put, just head to the link in my bio, put the link in my bio.
In your bio, yeah, because you can't put a link. It's the Instagram world, I'm learning it more and more, but it's so odd to me because you can't put a link. But what if you created an image that had the link on top of that? Can you do that? Does that allow
I do all the time.
Okay.
The link on the image. So, you can be clever. There are different ways to get people where they need to go. But there's no reason we should ignore Instagram because it's so visual, and, we're all going to be putting images in our blog posts, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It brings people in. So, of course, use that image and use that opportunity.
Yeah. So I think, my thought is I put, that way it's automatically, even if you used a bit.ly short link, and had that on there or something like that. We have a number for every show, so if we're doing it for our show, we could actually have our graphic guy create, see, now my mind's spinning, businessgrowthtime.com/54 is this show, and then have that on the image that's created, and then use that on Instagram. Okay,
Yeah.
cool, because I don't do, I do a lot of fun stuff on Instagram, and if I'm taking a post of my kids, you'll see my family life and my fun stuff on Instagram. That's what and then that goes to my Facebook profile. But I have, and granted, obviously, that's getting yourself out there like you should and showing who you are, and it's linked to my website, in the bio, so still could, but it's not properly being driven business-wise. So that's great.
Well, I have my account. I just really don't want 2 accounts right now. I've just decided I'm going to have that 1 account, and I actually will change. This one's going to my profile, and that's my personal life stuff. But then I'll also change and put some things to my page. I'll syndicate from Instagram to my page, and I'll just switch. So you go into the settings and you just decide where you go on Instagram. And so I put both my profile and my page via Instagram.
See, now that's a great tip, because so if it's something you want to go to your page, I didn't know you could switch it back and forth. So that is really good to know.
Click the little anchor wheel, whatever, at the top of your profile, and in the settings you'll see linked accounts, and then you just click onto that with your, click it, and you'll see the various networks, and then you can just click again, and it'll lead you to where you want to syndicate it.
Nice. So that's great. And I know a lot of people that I've had, business owners that I've had try to set up Instagram, have ended up, they're like, it's going to my personal profile. So, and that, because I think that's probably the default maybe. And so.
That is default. So you can change that.
Good. Okay, that's a great tip for people.
Very good piece of information.
Go ahead, Terry. I'm thinking of other platforms we've missed.
So she talked a little bit about LinkedIn. Recently, I've been doing my blogging directly on LinkedIn's platform, and I've effectively abandoned my blog. Should I be shot? Should I be taken outside and just like flogged or something?
No, I don't think we should shoot you, Terry. I think that I would just share this, and I think everyone is going to have a slightly different view. But I would just hope you would consider that you own your blog, you own your website, hopefully, and so you have the decision making for that platform. You make all the decisions, you own it, and of course, people find your website by that constantly updated information. So, should you abandon your own blog? No. Should you also be publishing on LinkedIn? Yes. I typically don't, and I've heard people be recommended that they take that exact same copy from their blog and then just post it again on LinkedIn, an organic post on LinkedIn, but just sort of make a repeat post. I typically don't do that because I don't ever want to be caught. Who knows what decisions will be made in the future on these platforms and what Google's going to do 2 months from now, what their algorithm's going to be. So I will, what I tend to post on LinkedIn is stuff like the longer posts on Facebook that I come up with. I'll then put it over on LinkedIn. Or I'll take segments of a post from my blog and put it on LinkedIn. Because really when people are on LinkedIn, they have a goal to be networking. And they want to get their business and their name out there. Yes, they want to read and they want to, find good content, but they also have another goal. And so my LinkedIn posts are typically not huge. They're going to be, and of course I haven't made it over to LinkedIn as often as I'd like. I don't. I want to make sure that I'm getting my content on my blog or where I'm publishing also. But I think that I just want to make sure that I'm always leaving myself an option and an open door. And so I think that there's just you can make effective choices with that LinkedIn publish.
Great. I think that's great advice. So your suggestion would be to kind of condense one of your posts, take one of the highlights out of it, throw it up on the LinkedIn publishing platform, and then link back to your actual blog. So you're driving traffic to your website and getting people that would be interested to your site.
You absolutely want to link back to your blog when you can. I think if you're posting on your own blog at like 300 to 600 words, you don't want to cut that short. You don't want you want at least 500 words wherever you post if it's a blog post type post. But like my latest posts, I mean they're up 1,500 words. So of course I've got room to kind of cut that and give highlights.
Interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
One of the shortest posts I've ever made. It had about 150 words, and it was 6 tips on communication and effective. And one of the tips was be concise. So I was like, well, I can't make a real long post about this because what are the rules here?
Be concise.
Oh, right? So it seems like I couldn't go on.
That makes sense. And then, do you use Google Plus much?
Do I? Well, I think that we all need to have a presence on Google Plus. I have a Google Plus page and I have a Google Plus profile, and I use them about equally as much. I would say that it's not my major social platform.
Yeah.
But I try and share others' work as well as my own on my page, and then on my personal profile, it's kind of whatever goes. That's my personal identity. So sometimes I'll share really great finds, and then sometimes I'm just sharing my own stuff, and then I'm good to go. I think that if I were to make a list, Google Plus would be 3rd or 4th on my list.
Still throwing a hot dog down the hallway there. There's just not a lot of action going on.
Well, really. It's a great place for social media professionals and online marketing professionals to connect and interact.
I agree.
Social media for brands. That I don't have time for that all the time, and so I'm not. You're not going to see 100 likes on my post because I'm just not there for that all the time. But I think it's a great place for folks that are working in the profession to connect and exchange thought. I haven't yet found where business brands are using that as their major source of social media. I'm sorry.
Unless they're like Hangout Helper, Ronnie Bincer. He's that's his niche. That's exactly
Right.
all he does. So he can, but see, his client base then is also us. And so that's kind of the thing to look at. where are our clients? So if people's clients are there, you know, if your clients are the us people, you know, the network, you know, the internet marketers and that kind of thing, then that might be a great place to focus on. And, you know, I've seen people build up an incredible following by doing, I know Terry hates me to say this, but live hangouts, because he's dying to get us to do live.
It's I think it's live.
Exactly.
I think it's actually been live every time, because if we go look, this is going to show up before you do anything. There'll be an unedited version of this show in my Google Plus this afternoon.
It's only you, and I know what I do it private at this point, but we could just throw it out there. But yeah, I do it private, and I do it unlisted to YouTube.
It is
So
private.
it is unlisted and it's private, yeah, but you too could watch it anytime you wanted to. And you could even share it, but it's still private, you know, it's not to the general public. So yeah, I've seen a lot of people build a great following, but once again, is that the target market we're going after necessarily? And, you know, if we're going after the, you know, like I've worked with a lot of your clients, Keri, I'm assuming, are marketing their business more on Facebook and
Twitter.
And yeah, so that's where your target market's over on those platforms. So makes sense.
Exactly. My friend Ray, though, is doing awesome work on Google Plus, and I just admire him for it. And he's kind of my go-to G Plus guy, you know.
Yeah, I know Ray. Yeah, I think what's his last name?
Ray Hiltz.
Yeah, I followed him. Okay, yeah, fun. Okay, great. Well, that might be a thought to have him. We need to have somebody on to teach me how to do these Hangouts live, so I'm not nervous about them.
I think that he would be a great guest, and he would love it. He would be. I think it would be a great connection for you.
Okay, great. Well, that's cool. Well, good. So now we have this blog post. I like the idea of you're not just doing it once. I mean, I know a lot of us have. And I'm guilty of it. I think a lot of people are guilty of it. They share it once and they think they're done. Even a YouTube video, you know, you share it once, you think you're done. And it definitely, especially if it's not super timely, it can be recycled. So what do you think about products, like tools? I want to talk about tools. What would your favorite tools be to do this so that you don't have to sit there and be there? Oh, it's dinner time. You know, I have to do the dinner post now.
Well, that's great. Yeah, first of all, I want to say, just for everyone that's out there creating any kind of content, how long does it take you to create that? And so, of course, if all you ever do is put it out there once, that's a lot of time for little reward, first of all. But second, yeah, if you're not using some type of content scheduler to do some of your posts, so that it allows you to go eat dinner with your family and then come back and then engage also, then you're going to be in front of the computer 24/7, and that's not really healthy for you. So you want to pick up, you know, use Hootsuite or Buffer or something, just even to start, to get your cycle and get your rhythm and help you be more efficient. But I'm using some other advanced tools, but the two things that really help me promote my content are, one, Bundle Post. Awesome. There are many things that it does for me, so I'll just go through them. One, I can create a content bank in there, so all of my links for whatever I want to save and create and repurpose and recycle is in there in a folder that I can access 24/7. So all of
Can
my.
you repeat what was it? A bubble post, or what did you say?
Bundle Post. BUNDLEPOST.
A bundle. Okay.
You want me to put in chat the link for you?
Pardon me?
You want me to put the link in chat?
Yes, and then we'll put that in our show notes too, because yeah, I have not heard of it. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put it in there real quick. Okay, so Bundle Post, and I've created a content bank. So my brand content, my sales content, my affiliate links, everything that I want to be able to put out there is in a folder for me to access all the time. And I can recycle that as often as I want, because it also tells me the last time I published that content also. So I know that I'm only going to be, if my goal is once a month, I can go, oh, it's been a month, I can put it out. Boom. And then it also has an RSS feed and Google Alert channel, so I've got all my feeds in there. So that takes care of my other people's content, it takes care of my content, but then I can also I've made folders of hashtags that I want to put on my content or my client's content, so that whenever it finds it in a tweet title, it'll just, I can press a button and in 2 seconds flat I've got my hashtags and my tweets like that. So it saves me time. It's very efficient. And then also, follow Fridays. I don't participate every Friday, but there are people who are important to me and I want to thank them. And so I have a folder of Follow Friday tweets that I just click, and in 5 seconds I've got all my Follow Fridays done for that day. And I just have a schedule set. I can assign schedules to my Twitter, and so I can just choose whatever schedule I want to use and plug it in, and boom, there I go. So it's a little bit of work up front, but then in the long run I'm saving tons of time because all my content is, one, there, and then two, easily syndicatable.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So and they're working. I'm a beta tester for them right now, working on some newer technology that the mainstream isn't seeing. They're really working on being a total content management system. So, you've got your feeds, you've got your content bank, and then they're adding networks, as the APIs are rolling out and so forth. So it's quite a groovy tool. That's
okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I didn't have Bumble Post, I think that I would be insane.
Really? Okay. Oh, and now, speaking of that, since we're talking about it, is it a free, paid? You said probably a higher level.
Well, there is a free version, and then there are also more advanced levels. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and then also if you have a blog, you want to make sure that you're part of the RSS project, because that means that your content is going into the tool for the people to find.
Nice. Okay.
When you first sign up, they actually help promote your content too. So
cool.
Yeah.
And Terry, are you here still? I don't know if we lost him. He's kind of there, but his picture's in there. So.
I don't know. There's another way I do.
Oh, you don't know. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think that we need to be doing work for ourselves, but we also need to collaborate with others if we're going to get our content where it needs to go, because it's social media. So of course we want to be social and utilize our circles. So I'm a part of Triber, and not everyone loves tribes and so forth, but I think it's a strategic move for you to make. And as long as you're tribing up or grouping up with people that have similar interests, not competing but complementing interests, that can share your content into their stream, people you trust and think are awesome, that gets your content where it needs to go also. So, it amplifies your reach just by simply clicking to share or having others click to share your stuff. And it's very simple. It's, of course you need to find the right tribes, but that's just at first, and then you're good to go. Yes.
Love Triber. The co-founder and the founder have been on Social Media Hangout Time, and Rolf actually was on this new Business Growth Time too. So yeah, we've had them on, and I just love the product. I don't know if you're guilty of it, but I don't get in there enough. But it's something that I know when you do use it, it gives that massive effect, because people are willing, they want to share your stuff, and then it's easy to find stuff to share too. So it's such a great win-win. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really is. It's almost, I don't get in there enough either, but it's something for those that are developed enough in their business, it is something that you could give to a VA to syndicate out and to do, as long as you give them guidelines on what you want to share and who you want to share and so forth. If you've been strong on the inputs and the uptake, then you could do that. So
okay, that's an idea. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Triber, it took my blog from nothing to something in a very short period of time, and I think it's something for people to consider.
Cool. Yeah, and they can be, even if you're not in, I think they have tribes for every type of industry. So it's not like you just need to find your type of industry that can, like you said, people that can complement you. So whether you're fitness or, singer-songwriter or doctor, it doesn't matter. There's just all sorts of categories. So, well, cool. Well, we covered a lot of information. I think we lost Terry, but we got him for the majority of the show. So let's finish up with talking about first off, where is best to find you? I know where to find you, but where is best for everybody else to find you? And then what products you're working on and what they should know about.
Sure. So, wow, I'm the worst person to talk about myself, huh? You can find me. I like Instagram a lot. It's my favorite network now. So Instagram.com/IdeaGirlMedia.
Okay.
Facebook.com/IdeaGirlMedia. That's my page. Twitter. I kind of like it if you reach out to me personally there at Keri Jaehnig, or I'm also Idea Girl Media there. But really, IdeaGirlMedia.com is also great.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, and that would get you to all the places. So wherever they're more comfortable with. And then with some products, do you have a latest and greatest, or what are you up to?
You know, my latest and greatest product had been helping my husband get reelected. So I've been kind of preoccupied with this thing. Now, we didn't get the result we wanted, which is fine. After 8 years, he served well. But I'm kind of at a, I'm not with the, oh, yes, click and get this. No. But I do have the Likeable League and the Likeable League Inner Circle. The Likeable League is a free group, and you're a part of that. The Likeable League Inner Circle is something for people that want to collaborate, but also learn social media and get social media tips, but also drill down to that business sense and what can help make me a better entrepreneur or amp up to the next business level. And that's what we're doing there. And
cool.
then bit.ly/LLIC with me. LLIC is capital, and then with me is small. Do you want me to put that in the chat?
Yeah, that'd be great. Perfect. Cool. Okay, and then let's finish up our show. This is show number, we've mentioned this a few times. It is show number 54, so you can find that at businessgrowthtime.com/54. And then it's also, we have a Facebook group also that where we will be going live. We've talked about this so many times on our show, it's funny. But someday here we are on 54, and Janet has not gone live. I think it's kind of pushing me to the live, but Terry will do it someday. He's not pushing me hard enough, I guess. And you find out and we want other people to collaborate, and we promote other businesses too, and talk, and you can answer, you can actually ask Keri a question. If you listen to this and you go, wait, I have a question, you can ask her directly in that group. And you can find that right inside Facebook. It's just Business Growth Time. Search it and you'll find it, and then ask to be part of the group. So thank you so much, Keri, for your time. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me on, Janet. And please thank Terry as well.
I will.
As well.
Well, he made it for a while. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.
All right. Take care.